Yeah. All right, so we're live.
Oh, hold on. I gotta go put on pants.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Come on, NAPC.
Yeah, just in case the camera swivels, you know.
Yup, yup.
Yeah.
Or that Black Widow bites you. So how was everybody tonight?
Very good.
I'm all right.
It's very good. It's your table, Al.
My table. Hold on, just give me 1 second. I'll show it to you. Let me just turn it. I got a quick problem. Sorry.
24K from the last hangout last week. I went at work.
All right, so we're live.
Hold on. I gotta go put on pants.
Oh, who's playing a video? NAPC, you see my screen? I just got this made.
Silver pen.
That's a nice pen.
How many ounces of silver in that pen?
It's about 40 grams of silver. The only things that are not silver are the tip here and the clip.
Okay. That's pretty good. That's almost an ounce and a half.
Yeah.
How old is it?
It's about, I got it made like about a year ago, 8-9 months ago.
So if you go back there again, they can make another one for you?
Yeah, they make pretty much anything for you that you want. Keychains, necklaces, anything.
But those are like a lot of money, right?
I mean, the premium on it wasn't that bad, actually. I supplied them with the silver, so.
Oh, okay. Can they do a gold spoon for Seattle to eat his cornflakes?
Yes, they can.
Yeah.
They pretty much can make anything you want. If you went in there and said, make me a faucet, he will. Make me a door handle, whatever you want. As long as you're willing to pay for it, they'll make it.
Mm-hmm. You got lots of Geiger bars.
Yeah, Geigers are my favorites.
Yeah. What are the coins on the right side where it's showing the Queenie?
Those are just doubles of the first one is a 10-ounce horse, and the other two are the 10-ounce koalas.
Okay. You got all your ATBs.
Yeah, thanks to Pops, I was able to pick up all the the
P 2014, right?
Yeah, and then I got the Mount Rushmore from you.
That's right. Are you going to collect this year?
Only one from this year that I'm interested in.
North Carolina.
The one, I think so. It's the one with the bridge.
Yeah.
It's almost like a nice drive.
The tunnel one, right?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, it's later in July.
Blue Ridge Parkway.
Are you gonna get the stock horse too?
No. I've never gotten any stock horses, so I haven't started with this.
Yeah, I never started either.
Asked me if I wanted one.
When it first came out, I'm like, $90 for 1 ounce. I'm like, I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah, end of the month, in like a week or so, the next ATB coin's coming out. I see some pre-sales on that.
I know you all just got this coin.
Mythical Creatures coin.
I almost bought it, but I didn't go through with it.
I think Ray got one. Wedge tail, baby.
Is that the first 5 ounce?
Yep.
It's a
That's a
2004.
chunky coin, man.
Asian. Look at that.
That's a kilo?
That's a kilo.
Wow.
Not a lot of kilo unboxings recently. I remember a couple of years ago, everyone was buying kilo.
Yeah, kilo fever. Remember Epic RV was buying kilos. Or was it half kilos?
I think it was kilos.
Half kilos. They stopped making those half kilos a long time ago, didn't
Oh,
they?
did they?
I hate sunshine bars. I have a 500 gram. This is a half. Where's my half kilo?
You got your bunch of kilo bars on the left over there.
Yeah, this is a half kilo bar.
Nice. It's still wrapped up?
Well, it comes like this. It's a Turkish brand.
So not much of a premium on these?
No,
Al, don't I have one like that?
I think so. And these are the classic bars. Pre-World War II.
That's old.
I don't know. I think I prefer those really expensive antique Tibetan silver bars you can buy on eBay.
Oh, hell yeah. I'd rather get those Siseis, the Chinese boats. But I've never been able to get my hands on one.
Yeah.
At least for a good price. I'm not willing to chase it. But I'd love to get one of those, the boat ones in gold and silver. Those look really nice.
Hold
The
on.
real
No,
one.
the shiny one, silver hair, is brand new. The Dubai one is brand new. It's only those two that are, the two at the bottom are the only ones that are World War II. The other one, the shiny one, is brand new. But I'll tell you, let's start. There's been a couple of news items that I think should be of interest to us. The first is there's a report that's, well, what happened to our host?
I don't know. She left.
We lost our host. NAPC.
I think she had
Well,
some computer problems, so maybe
Opportunity
her
for us to think.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking, who's going to serve us chips and pop now?
Well, no, I think we should start singing.
Oh.
Before she starts muting us. I can't get no
Satisfaction.
I try,
Uh-oh. Now it's over here is trying.
and I try.
And I try.
Mau mau, mau mau mau, mau 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 mau.
You made me get it.
Brain.
Brain.
Baba brain. Baba brain.
This is what happens when mom goes out.
Pop.
Roll and rock into the rhythm, Barbara Ann, Barbara Ann.
Went to a dance looking for romance, saw Barbara Ann, so I thought I'd take a chance on Barbara Ann.
You know she's gonna kill us when she gets back. All right. I read two interesting articles this week. The first one was talking about, April 20th, which is tomorrow, is in India is actually a very big day to buy gold. It's supposedly like the best day to buy gold in the year for it's like a seasonal thing, a holiday thing for them. And they were expecting sales to be up by 25% because the prices have gone down, but not just because prices are down. Prices are down and they've been sort of stable between the 1150 and that 1220 mark.
Mm-hmm.
So they're expecting that there's going to be a lot of buyouts tomorrow. Another interesting article which I read was talking about how I really don't believe this, but it's written and you can look it up. They were talking about how gold has reached its peak. And what they mean by that is that
Peak as in production or peak as in price?
Peak as in production.
Okay.
They were talking about how because of prices have been falling down for the last 2-3 years and a lot of mines have been shutting down and there's no new exploration, that we're actually are going to see the peak now. And there's already a few companies that have shut down because they were around the 1,200 mark or 1,100 mark in generating per ounce. And it's only the very few that are successful at doing it at 800 and 900 per ounce that can continue to survive at this level. So it could be the same thing that happened with oil in the 80s where they stopped, when it crashed from about $18 and went to about $6-7. It killed a lot of the new explorations. And we saw what ended up happening afterwards. Is that what's going to happen? I mean, I have no clue, and I don't believe it because I think it's probably someone wrote a press release and sent it out. But at the same time, it's something that's to think
I don't
about.
know. We've been going through 1150, 1210, 1150, 1210. That's the range for the past few months. So
yeah, but I mean, look, when I started doing a year and a half ago or something, the whole decision when we were talking about this, and we've discussed this on more than one occasion, was that, my plan was to sell in 10 years' time. My plan is still to sell in 10 years' time. So if it keeps dropping, it's actually to my benefit. When I first started out with my gold and stuff, because we were buying high premium coins sometimes and stuff like that, usually when you first start out. So, my overall gold average was about $1,400, and I've been able to lower it now to about $1,280. And if we keep going with these drops, it'll be great because I'll just keep lowering and lowering my overall, cost average. That when I do want to come sell in time, hopefully it'll be way higher than that. Otherwise, it was a good way to save money, which I usually don't save. And
yeah, and Fi just joined us.
Hey, Fi.
Hello,
Fi,
how you doing?
I read an article today that was talking about how gold production has peaked. Did you read anything about that?
Some people have been talking about peak gold for a few years now, yeah.
Yeah, peak gold production.
Steve St. Angelo tends to talk about it. He's linking the cost of energy to the amount of gold that's available and, rising cost of getting deeper gold, if you like.
The interesting thing, let me just see if I can find it.
Hi, Siren. How you? I didn't read the article you're talking about now, but I've seen some recently.
I've got it here. Let me just tell you. In March, U.S. investment bank Goldman Sachs forecast world gold production to peak this year, with reserves to be depleted in 20 years. In its annual gold survey published earlier this month by Thomson Reuters, they said output will remain flat this year, due in part to scaled-back development plans. About 177,000 tons of gold have been mined throughout history, enough to fill 3.5 Olympic-sized swimming pools. However, 20 years after the peak in gold discoveries in the mid-1990s, gold production is expected to decline. Falling gold prices are also holding back companies from developing new mines after hitting a record of $1,923 in September 2011. Gold future prices are now at about $1,200 in New York. The cost to produce gold at the major mines is around $1,000 to $1,200 per troy ounce, nearly the same as the current gold price. The tough business environment has meant that there have been no new development plans during the past 3 years, said market analysts. Meanwhile, China mining companies are likely to take advantage of the low production costs and increase their gold output. Chinese mining companies, which are about 1/10 of the size of big companies such as Barrick Gold, can produce gold for about $700 to $800 per troy ounce.
Listen, anything Barrick, any information that comes from Barrick, ever. Disregard it. Okay?
Well, this wasn't from Barrick, but
Okay, yeah.
it was talking about how Barrick is going to actually be in the deep because they're not able to produce it at that price like the Chinese can.
I put it to you that Barrick is not managed as a profitable mine. Barrick is managed as a interface between monetary authorities and big politics and gold supply. Or to put it another way, Barrick is a slave to a system which is inimical to your interests.
Well, I'll tell you something that was interesting now that you brought up Barracks. Actually, there was another article, I think today it came out, about how Barracks, the stockholders in Barracks are not voting for the leadership. Again, they actually want to take them to court because they're saying that they've been running the company aground.
That company has had double boards of directors. It's had executive directors, and they read like a list of the Council for Foreign Relations or the Trilateral Commission members. You know, and when you start to see people like Zbigniew Brzezinski or Henry Kissinger turning up in places where they don't really belong, you just got to wonder what names like that are doing there.
Well, I'll tell you what those names are doing there. Barrick operates in a lot of different countries, and one of the issues that they're facing right now, let's say in like Peru, is they're being forced out of there. So they're using this. I mean, they're leveraging the Kissingers and so forth to try to give them power, political clout.
I would think that that's not the case. I know it makes sense to think that. But then you've got to look at the profit margin of Barrick versus the industry it's in, even when times are good, and you got to say what exactly was happening to Barrick's gold. Also, look into the matter of futures trading by Barrick with certain things like futures which have no expiry date. And you start to realize that Barrick has been selling gold it hasn't had quantities that are just impossible to discover for decades. You know, there's just so much going on in that company that I don't know if it'll ever be cleaned up. Just, you know, I mean, I can't be precise, but I can tell you if you start reading, you'll kind of, it's a rabbit hole of strange practices which all go back to politics and power.
Okay, here's another interesting topic that I was reading about. 300 tons of gold, 1,000 tons of silver, and 16 megatons of steel. Electronic waste worth $34 billion is piling up in toxic mines. This was a report that was done by the UN.
Turning up in toxic what?
In toxic mines. Basically what they're saying is the amount of electronic stuff that we're throwing out year on year around the world is adding up to almost $34 billion worth of precious metals. 300 tons of gold is being thrown out. Now, in the past, you know, gold was never thrown out, right? You make jewelry, and the jewelry that was made 5,000 years ago, they'd melt it and make new jewelry if they wanted to.
But in electronics,
we're not accounting for, you know, 300 tons is right now just being thrown. It's in the trash.
Yeah. See, there's an issue with that. You know the way the rubbish is now being sorted into different types. You got your green stuff, and you got your papers this way, and your tin cans that way. And well, in the original, all the rubbish went into the same landfills, and it's very likely in the future that those landfills will be worth mining. But with certain metals removed, the date at which those old landfills can be remined is pushed back into the future because there's less in them that would justify the cost. So there are some people in the so-called green movement that are saying, throw it all in the old landfills the way you used to, because you know, we're never going to get what's out of those landfills unless there's some good stuff in there to justify the rest. Mm-hmm. It's an oddball, kind of a counterintuitive thing.
Well, but the argument here is that, you know, these mining companies, especially the ones that might be, you know, going out of business or risking it, wouldn't it be more productive for them instead of having to dig 1,000 or 5,000 meters just to get a few scraps of gold when you've got, you know, 300 tons just sitting right in front of you in the trash? Wouldn't it be, I mean, think about it. Wouldn't it not be more viable now to just go after a trash field rather than going after a mine?
Some people are doing that already. A lot of trash is getting sent back to China.
There's a company in Europe that's doing it really well, actually.
You know, and there's a lot of trash gets re-exported to China for recycling. In many cases, they just grind it all up and settle it and pull it out by A, specific gravity, and then B, by temperature of melting.
And then they make junk and sell it back to us.
Nice. Well,
Well,
look, I mean, 300
somebody's
tons of
keep
gold
buying it.
being thrown out is a lot of gold, especially when, I told you the figure of how much gold has been mined, since the history of mankind. So, that's a big number. That's more than what, 90 countries own.
Yeah. I wouldn't get carried away with these stories tend to come out when gold is coming towards turning points. These mass media stories about gold.
So we're falling into the trap.
I don't know. I mean, all I can tell you is that the news machine receives inputs about gold at certain times. That's all I'd say. I'm not
Well, like I
saying
said,
whether it's a good trap or a bad trap.
This was a study that was carried out by the United Nations. So I thought that might give it a little bit more credibility than if I had saw it on like a Reuters or a Thomson's or.
Well, the United Nations are having meetings about, say, how to get aluminium back in an era in which energy gets more expensive. They're kind of looking at strategic metals and strategic materials. Well, the individual countries are doing it too, but UN as well. I'd say that those talks are happening at a high level because they see the price of energy rising and they can see certain materials becoming more expensive that are maybe vital to various interests. And aluminium is one that comes to my mind. Obviously, they're looking at rare earth materials too, which is more to do with locality of supply. And gold would be up there. Aluminium, Siren. The proper way with an I in it. Sorry, I can't say that word. Lumi something. Huh? Lumimum. Is that it?
Tinfoil.
Tinfoil. Yeah, I see. That's the one. Yeah, tinfoil. Like what I make my hat out of. Oops, it's not. I can't mention the tinfoil hat. Sorry. Gotta go back. Erase that last comment, please.
Here's another interesting fact that was being discussed: is the continued weakness in gold prices is likely to push up jewelry sales by up to 25%. What do you think of that?
Yeah, price of gold going up makes more volume in selling. Price of gold going down does the same.
The argument is that prices have been stable for quite some time, which we expect will be boost for jewelry sales.
Yeah, it doesn't suit the industry, but it suits certain people.
Hell yeah, it's the best time to go out and get some jewelry right now. I just wish I had started, getting into this at a much younger age. We hear these stories about people buying gold, at 300 and 600. I'd love to be able to buy gold at 800-900.
I wish I'd bought Apple stock when I was 5 years old.
I'll tell you something. I'm not really into stocks, but one of the first stocks I ever bought, and I bought it at the time, it was 6 cents, was Yahoo when they first came out. But this was when Netscape was, the king of the search and stuff like that. And I actually sold it when it turned to like 22 or 24. And I had only done it because one of my friends was, we were, at the time I was actually living in Montreal. And, one of my classmates at McGill, he bought some. And, he was talking to me about it. And I said, hey, here's $500. Knock yourself out. And it was the best $500 I've ever spent in my life. I ended up with almost like a $16,000, $17,000 profit out of it. That was it. I'm not into stocks. That was the only time, unless it's an initial public offer. Other than that, I don't get involved in stocks.
So here's a question. If there was another 2008, 2009 style event, would you not buy stocks?
No, look, I was young. I was still like 19, 20, 21 years old. You know what I mean? But I really have not gotten any interest in stocks. I've seen people lose so much money, especially, in the and I was so happy that I wasn't involved in it. The other thing is, stocks today is just, I get a paper from a bank because, like I said, I do initial public offerings. I don't even know what I own. They just send you a piece of paper that says you got this stock here. Give me something paper, something that looks nice. You know what I mean? I can stack it one on top of the other.
Like the original stock certificates, like they
Yeah,
used
give me
to
something
issue in the
like that.
past.
Yeah,
Well, actually,
Says you
you can request
own
those.
100 shares or 200 shares, like it's written.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You,
give me
you can
something
call
that's
them up and tell them to send you those forms, but they'll charge you for it.
How much
ask
do they charge,
that.
Jack?
I don't know, but it's
$50?
I don't know.
Mm. That would be kind of nice to have, just to show and take a photocopy of it, and when you sell it, send it back.
The thing is, if you take the physical form, like the actual paper stocks, whenever the company,
The physical form of the paper stock. Yeah, I'm listening to that. Keep going.
yeah, well,
I think I'd rather go down and put barbed wire around my little square of their factory or something like that.
whenever they
This
do like
parking space is mine.
whenever they do a reverse split or like change the way the stock is priced, you have to pay to get new shares issued because those ones expire. That's why people don't get physical stock shares anymore.
So, Jack, if let's say your ancestors owned AT&T from like the 1930s or something.
You got them in paper.
Yeah, you got it in paper. You got to bring it to the broker and say, "Hey, can you calculate the value of this from this date?"
No. Those you wouldn't get anything.
Really? It's just all no good.
You
I don't
have.
think-
They usually give you 30 days to get it changed.
Oh.
But people actually collect vintage stock certificates. You can buy them on eBay.
Yeah, just for fun, right?
Yeah.
So even though if it's a legit certificate, it doesn't really work anymore?
No.
That siren sounds like Zimbabwe notes.
Yeah. $1 trillion notes.
I keep meaning to get myself one of those just to have it.
Where did Ray go?
They charge you. He said he had to go run some errands and be back. They actually charge you more for that note than it's worth.
I'll bet they do, yeah. Well, I take your point about the no thanks siren, but the point is it's an education for the kids.
Yes, sir.
Even if they only regard it as something kind of odd that doesn't apply to them, it's still a little notion will lodge in their brain and sort of come out someday later and be useful.
Well, let's look at another country that had that kind of similar problem, and today it's actually the 18th biggest economy in the world, and they're about to join, BRICS, and they're one of the, most productive. Turkey, 20 years ago, had $1 million liras, $20 million notes, and then one day they just woke up and took off all the zeros.
Really?
Well, the Greeks had zeros on their drachmas before, and the Italians, of course, had lots of zeros on their money.
If you go look at a Turkish lira from 10 years ago, you're talking, 10 million, 20 million. I mean, it was the only country in the world where I was a millionaire at like 12. How about Jack and Fi give us a 5 minutes of where you guys see we're going?
After you, Jack.
Jack Silver?
Toss those chicken bones out and read the runes.
No Silver? Oh, Jack said be right back. Sorry about that.
Well, I'm of the point of view that we've reached a turning point here, and we either have to break down into new lows, in which case the bear market extends possibly for 6 months, 3 months to 6 months, or else we're going to bounce right from here pretty much imminently. In sentiment, I think it's pretty much similar to what it was like in June 2013, which is to say that although the price hasn't gone down significantly, the sentiment among precious metal longs has. I think the easy money has been chased out, and the only question is, can a little bit of more difficult, more hardy money be chased out before it's done? And the challenge is right now, and the IMF are meeting, and the BIS are meeting, and all the big wigs are doing all their stuff. You know, any aces that the establishment can pull out of the hole and lash down on the table, they're going to do it imminent. If they don't do it imminent, bye. So I'm waiting.
Well, I mean, you know, we've been at this position now for quite some time. We're really not going anywhere. We're just going up and down, right in the same, you know, in the
So
same
the trading
place.
range.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a flicker down out of the trading range wouldn't bother me if it was if it flicked back up into it. In fact, I'd rather like to see some sort of sharp move down that would then be cancelled out quickly, even though it might alarm for a while. Because then I could be happy to say, I thought it was a low, because I can see the price sticking down and turning back up again, you know?
I'm back, and yeah, it's fine. That's what I see happening. A sharp drop, then a sharp reversal.
You see, we're mid-month at the moment. It's more, you know, if you're looking for a precious metal low, it makes more sense to expect it at the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly between the 25th and the 5th will generally be where you get. But around the middle of the month is another weak period. And in 2011, they bombed it down heavily in the mid-April period. And if you go back, you'll find, I think in silver, not in gold, I think you'll find that, was it April 2011 was the high? I think you will. So you can get a calendar thing going every 2 years, which sort of April 2011 silver high, which crashed. I would say silver high and a silver low at the same period. And then April 2013, a big breakdown, and now we're in April 2015, and I'm kind of going, maybe the middle of the month this time instead of the end of the month. But, you know, usually it's the end of the month that I look to be, people would say to be selling, but that's the time I'd be looking to buy.
But here's something new that's kind of fascinating. I mean, it's not new, but it's kind of fascinating in that it's come back again. We see countries like Turkey, China, Russia have been hoarding gold for the past years in great numbers.
So they say.
So they say.
Yeah.
Now we see Turkey for this year has lost a lot of its gold from its central bank, and people were wondering, you know, where did this gold go? Where did this gold go? Well, guess where the gold went? It went to pay for cheap oil out of Iran. They're using their gold to break sanctions. Now think about that for a minute. With all the electronic banking that's happening and all these things under control, these countries have finally realized, or they've come to a realization, that the only way that we can get or break away from sanctions is by using hard commodities, silver and gold. So I'm going to trade you oil, you're going to give me gold, and it can't be tracked.
Mm.
The Turks are paying the Iranians for their oil in gold. I'll be right back.
Well, I'm just going to share a chart here. I've saw this for a while. I've talked to these guys in here about it before. Kind of a rough head and shoulders pattern been forming.
Yeah, Jack, if you look at the period from the last month and a half, you'll find that there's a reverse head and shoulders too in the right-hand shoulder.
Yeah, but
You know,
I mean,
the two ways to look upon this is kind of in the short term a reverse head and shoulders, which is not completed and is therefore not a head and shoulders, and in the medium term there's an upright head and shoulders, which is not completed and therefore not a head and shoulders. In both cases, the completion of the pattern is being anticipated.
yeah.
But what I would say is that there is a focal point at or around where price is of support and resistance. That the trading has accumulated around the present price, right through the chart from one extreme to the other, and therefore we've returned to the weighted center of gravity from which, let's say, balance, if there is such a thing, kind of exists. Mid-range, if you want to use that term.
Ooh.
But in the long term, the downtrend has not been broken. You know, technically speaking, it should be sold. Should be sold at the top of the trading range. We're not at that. We're mid-range. If it's a downtrending channel. In the long term. In the medium term, I'd say that looks like a double bottom to me. But you know, not completed.
So a double bottom at 26 though. Thought we saw a triple bottom. Still smashed it.
Well, if it goes to 1310, then it's a double bottom. But like, technical patterns are only patterns when they're completed. I know people tend to look at them other ways. I'm much more interested in the declining trend line, which goes under the highs of July and August and over the high of October. And we are above that trend line, and I'm most interested in the question is, does that provide support for a leg up, or does that actually provide a kind of something to be broken down through? Yeah, now take it parallel to that. Lay that one on, and then copy it.
I
Or
don't know if the free version
just draw a parallel by eye from the present price from today's close. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, the middle of that trading range, in other words. You know.
That's about it, right?
So the bears are basically saying we're going to the bottom of that. I mean, I see your man Edelman is. He's basically, in his usual kind of dead certain about everything he's talking about, saying we're going to the bottom of that channel. Absolutely certainly, no doubt about it. Me, I'm buying anytime I get lows at the moment. It's hard to be bearish on gold after you look at it in the other currencies.
I just can't wait until we get to the 99-cent silver and $10 gold.
I think you might be waiting.
Well, I hope not for too long. I mean, just imagine how many ounces, dude. I could have a pool made straight out of silver. No more bacteria. No more having to, put chlorine in it. Nothing. The silver will clean it all out. I've always wanted to, decorate my, have like wallpapers made out of gold. I mean, just imagine a wallpaper full of gold lunar coins. Silver and gold haven't gone to those prices and have never been worthless in thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah, but what happens? Sorry.
To think that we're going to, it's going to be down to $1 or 50 cents. I mean, you get, I don't know, maybe in the West, but in the East, people hold gold, and it's still a sign of wealth here.
The thing about gold and silver is people buy it, taking a 5-year view or 10-year view, and then they start looking at tick charts, and they go, "Oh God, it's going against me today. Oh, I made a fortune tomorrow." Instead of standing back and, look at if you're going to look at day charts, look at them from 10 feet away.
Fine, don't even look at the charts. Look, when I started off on this, I was very clear what was the goal. The goal was to save enough money to buy a second house. Now, I looked at how much a second house, where I wanted to buy it, how much it would cost me a year and a half ago. Now, if my gold, when I save it and it's all done, can buy me that house, I really don't care if it goes down to 50 cents. I have a goal at the end, which is to buy the house. So I'm one of those believers that believe it's the money that keeps going up and down, not gold or silver's value.
Well, it's a pedantic point, isn't it? If the money goes up or down and you had a chance to buy a gold cheaper tomorrow, that would have been nice to avail of. Let's be realistic.
Yes.
But, the thing is, once you put on the trade, one of your options is no longer available to you, and that is the option of choosing when to put on the trade. let's be honest about it. And as far as opportunity cost of tying up capital, I mean that's a bullshit argument. Since you put your money in the bank, you're likely to get less money back if you get it back at all.
Well, exactly, because I would have put my money in the bank to save it in order to buy the house, right? So let's just say, the house was, $1 million, and that's what I was thinking about now, and it's 19, this year, 2015, the house that I want is $1 million. Well, I bet you that within 2025, that house isn't going to be $1 million. It's going to be a lot more, isn't it?
Don't know. They probably, you see, we've come to the end of a stagflationary period. And the question is, are we going to get into a new stagflationary period? And I think the answer probably is yes. But if they get cheap energy, all bets are off. We're out. We're up and running. Stocks are already making new highs. That's it. There's no look back.
How are we going to get cheap energy when the number one producing country in the world, which is Saudi Arabia, is telling you that by 2030 I will no longer be able to export any of my oil because I'm going to need it all for internal consumption?
The guys that are in charge.
Unless they build 11 nuclear plants, because 80% of their internal consumption today goes through water desalination. You have to remember, energy is not just what are you going to live off of? Water is become a necessity. You've got like state of California that's been in drought for such a long. So imagine if a country like the U.S. or West started to have to desalinize water like we do. You know how much energy? 80% of our internal consumption goes to water desalination.
Mm.
We are turning oil into water, and that's expensive.
What I love about California is the fact that they've got a drought in South California, and yet Jerry Brown, the governor, is the exact same person who has opposed the building of any reservoirs since 1970 or something like that. It's like that movie Chinatown playing itself out for real in reality, and it's kind of really, really weird. Big money, trying to create droughts, trying to, take control of the lands and the water, and then the water suddenly gets cheap again after they've got it. And I put it to you that we're looking at the same thing in resources. I mean, all the oil-producing countries are having the governments overthrown and weak revolutionary governments put up in their places who will hopefully sell oil for peanuts in order to get kind of bullets. Destabilization of all resource-producing nations is just what's in at the moment. It's a resource war. I mean,
It's been a resource war ever since the 16th, ever since history.
Ever since the Romans invented kind of military capitalism, it's been a resource war every time they ran out of money. Precisely. And when do they run out of money? When they fail to take over a new territory or population for a few years. Basically, they need to expand the territory, expand the population of taxpayers every few years, or they run out of money. They're taking it from the system so fast these days. The last big rip-off only lasted, for 3-4 years. Anyway, stocks are making new highs, so we wait till they're making new lows before we kind of continue this discussion.
The dollar's making a new high, which is pretty nice because I'm about to travel to Europe, and I couldn't believe how much money I'm going to be able to. It's almost 30% cheaper on this vacation, which is extremely nice.
The dollar looks to be topping out, though, in my opinion.
What was that, Jack?
I would think so too.
At least for this year.
I think the dollar and stocks are topping out at the moment. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see a 1-year bear market in both. Possibly a 2-year bear market in the dollar, but 1 year anyway. 6 months of hard and another 6 months of sideways to a little bit lower. If you look at a monthly chart, we're talking about a consolidation rather than a bear.
Hello, Seattle.
Jack, do you want to see the chart that Edelman was... do I still have the link open? Hang on.
Yeah, just send me the link. That's just a little quick doodle of what I'm kind of expecting if things go how I think they will. Time frames aren't set or anything, it's just a rough estimation.
Now, okay, this guy, okay, we can say what you like about him. I'm just putting the chart out there as an idea, right? I'm not saying that this is what I think about it. Let's see, where's the old screen sharing tool on this little sucker? So there's a bear. Essentially, he's looking at his fifth Elliott wave down.
So like gold 950, possibly
Well,
875.
yeah, but you see, let's just be an Elliottian and say he's only going to get his fifth wave down if the long-term trend is turned downwards. You know, that's the thing about Elliott. 3 waves is adequate. In which case, the third, I mean, it's more likely for gold to end in a whimper. In which case, you see the declining, the shallow declining blue line that his red arrow, his dotted line goes through. Oh, you're looking at my screen. It's there. See that place?
Mm-hmm.
That place there. Make it bigger, can I? How's that? That better?
Yeah.
So if that's a declining wedge, you know, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and it stops around where the T is or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And your fifth wave was all of this crap, and your fourth wave was possibly that. Quite likely. I mean, you know, Elliott leaves so many options. We're in a correction. Like, once you're in a correction, Elliott wave has a million options. It's kind of the ultimate cop-out when prices are going sideways. But he's looking for his fifth wave, and he's essentially saying declining trading range, and he's taking it off here. Now this sucks. Do you see the way he's taking that line off there?
Yeah.
What is he sitting that line? Where is he getting that line from? Where is he getting the slope of that line from? He's not getting it from here because he's ignored this low and he's ignored that high. So is he taking a duplicate of that line off of here? No, spiking through there. So I would call this pretty crummy technical analysis. I do believe what he's doing, and if you know, it doesn't look to my eyes right. We could be trying to do some sort of manual copy of the slope of this line down here. So I mean, I would call this faulty technical analysis. I'd go. I think this is all wrong. Not to say he won't get the little bit of a low in the end of it, but if you're going to be a technical analyst, take that line off that high there and start putting parallels on down here, and I'll show you how it comes out. Hang on. Let's see. Pull up a chart of shiny.
Almanac's saying that line is part of a pitchfork.
Yeah, it's a pitchfork, but it's only coming from one point. It hasn't been tested.
That's right. There's no second anchor. You know, it's not good technical analysis. Or to put it another way, it's done wrong. Let's see, what we get something. Monthly. Monthly chart he had, wasn't it?
Yes.
Right, must have been weekly. That looks a bit more like it, except it's a bullish one. How can gold be looking so bullish? Ah, guys, I pulled up the Euro chart. Gold is so bearish, isn't it? Okay, well look, I'll do the 2 for you. Conclusion, gold is in a bull market. Gold is above support. Gold broke out of a sideways consolidation and it has hard support underneath it. That's in euros. Okay, so the euro goes down when the dollar goes up. Let's try it in dollars. By the way, there's the cap on the euro rally. Unfortunately, it didn't make it. I would have preferred if it hammered against that really hard and poked its nose through for a day.
I can't see your chart. It's still showing
Oh,
gold.
pardon me. We're still on the. Okay, I need to change screens. Let's do that. How do I? This is always a problem. Coming over to you now. There you go. Tell me when you get it.
Mm,
You got it?
yes, there we go.
Okay, do the old swirling around thing for a minute and then it does. So, okay, that's in the euro. So you got a new high in the euro. You take off the next pivot, you got it there. We pull back to there. When we broke through it, it gapped through it. It's all classic stuff. You take the parallels and look for anchors. You could put one on there if you want. I'll put one on there so we can actually see how it navigated it. And you can see that it did a consolidation getting through that one, but it ended up on the upside of it. In which case, there's the support for gold. So
Yeah.
the euro has good support at 1,000, 1,001, 1,000 plus, and it's in a bull market. Now change that for I don't know. Let's see. Comex gold. I don't know what am I. Anything sitting on this chart? Okay, so here's the dollar chart.
It's pretty similar apart from the spike up towards the end, right?
No. There's a major problem, which is that there's a lower high on the consolidation.
Oh,
okay.
But I mean general direction.
So first job is to establish the trading range. Okay, where's the trading range? Okay, I'll put it to you. There's the trading range. Although previously the trading range was knocking around that area. Now, yes, could we go down to the lower line? Sure, we could. We didn't stay down below it long back there, and that was the momentum peak for the bear market. So having seen a momentum peak, it's interesting to expect some sort of lower low in price. There will be a higher low in momentum if you were looking at a long-term chart. The next thing to do is to see there's convergence in moving averages and they're all down, which should normally suggest an acceleration to the downside. The next question is, where's the support in gold? I put it to you, we came down through that there and didn't trade below it for that long. We came down through it here. We didn't get down to it that time, and therefore I'd say there's support here. And Edelson is missing all of this stuff. So the next pivot we can start looking for is, how is the gold handling its highs? Well, there's the recent highs. I'm laying this line along the highs, and I'm just seeing where it comes from. Okay, just going back to past history. Where's the overhead resistance coming from? And I put it to you, it's coming from the upper edge of that break. Okay. Mm-hmm. So the real-time channel for gold has been pretty much delineated now as being trading between 1240 and 1100. The wild trading range with kind of one a year poke beyond it might be taking you down to this area and is then taking you up to an equal area on the upside, which would be up there. So until gold makes a few higher lows, it's trading in this area with the ability to poke up there or poke down there and not remain in those areas for long. However, it has completed a higher low. So in the essence, in my observation is this: zigzags, Jack. Okay, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, what? A, B, C. Okay, so it's a triangular corrective pattern, and I'm talking wedges here, and we got a triangular point, one up, which could be a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, right? But I'm more inclined to go ABC, and now the market has to decide: was that ABC to the downside and that's the low, or is that A and this is B and down there? Because the big question that's not resolved by the market, and I will put it to you, is the question that's not resolved is this line here the middle of the trading range that gold is now sitting on to take off from, or is it gold has just poked above it temporarily and it's coming back down into there and going down? Or to put another way, that zigzag center of trading range, or bottom of new trading range. And the decision has not been made by gold, I would put it to you. And there's nothing in Elliott wave theory that's going to give you a clue. But you asked me where the support is. I'm real clear about that. There it is. Look at that. Look at those. You know, I mean, that's telling you. You could poke through it just, you know, one day.
Yeah, just run stops and such.
Yeah. So, you know, Edelson's full of crap. You know, if his stuff comes out true, things are going to happen between now and then to make it valid. It's not valid at the moment, I'd say. Now, on a timing basis, there's a lot of timing going on in this chart. Don't know if I can show it to you, but see the segment. So there's the amount of time from there to the break. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And here's the amount of time from the high to the first break. There. No, sorry, pardon me. So the first break being the taking out of this trend line going up here. Pardon me, that's it there, not there. See that the brown moving average getting taken out.
Yeah, the upwards rising.
So if you had the straight trend line underneath there, that was that taken out. So they were the indications it was going to break down hard when it went through there, and that was the breaking down hard. And we can actually take another time target. We can actually say that the market was watching something else. It was watching this interim period when momentum probably hit maximum down.
Mm-hmm.
That's corrective there. So if you were looking at an RSI, they should have maximum momentum. So I'd say that market is working on 3 periodicities, from the high, selling at the high, to the selling which came in here. Now the interesting thing is, if you sort of say, are those same players still knocking about? When do they return if their accounting pattern hasn't changed? And the answer is at the end of these periods. And actually, at the end of this period, we had a gentle cascade down. You see to the right-hand side of my cursor line what price did?
Yeah.
Well, didn't price do the exact same to the right-hand side of that cursor line?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. Those players are still in the market, still doing their thing. I don't know who they are, but they're still there. Now, the next group I'm observing here, okay, these guys, what happened after they were finished doing their stuff? There's the first time they did it. The second time they did it, I think we're talking central banks there. But we could be talking about hedge funds coming in after the central banks. And I'm assuming that the banks themselves operated in sympathy with the central banks. That is to say, they were advised early and they were simultaneous. Yeah. Okay, well, so say we're talking big funds here that are clued in. You know, like the likes of BlackRock and all these bios.
That was
so give them their accounting period to repeat it, right? And I'd say, observe first, okay? The market continued after its break, but it went corrective. It's a descending, to the right-hand side of the cursor line is a descending, expanding pattern. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You could say it's wave 3, wave 4, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, wave 4, wave 5. Okay, so what have we got there? We have a stab down at that point, right? Let's just be precise here. And we have the market going into an expanding pattern, which is sideways. So I would say these guys are still trading also, but without the support of a downtrend. It's a megaphone pattern going sideways, where previously they had a megaphone pattern going down. Okay, so the last crew. Okay, the end of the downtrend. There's the selling on the high, it was the end of the uptrend. Here's selling on the down, and it was the end of the downtrend for the time being. Or to put it another way, it's a turning point. So run these guys forward and see what happened after these guys. The answer is we don't know yet. We're there. Okay, calendar dates. Don't know if you can read the little price box on mine. That was 5th of September. This period here, looking at the top guys, it went to June. So it went from the end of Q3 to the end of Q2. And this time, it's is not the end of a quarter. But you could say next week is the end of April. But that's not the end of Q1. So calendar-wise, there's no correlation. We're not talking about people trading their quarterly accounts or anything. These guys came in first of all in September, then they visited the market again, or they terminated their activity in February, and the next time they visited, they left in July. Once again, it's not a calendar event. So these guys are not your average market analysts. They're not traders based on any analysis, because all analysis is based on accounts and cash flows. These guys were trading something else, is my observation. So the next guys, they ran it from September to April. And what's interesting there is mid-April, and when you bounce these guys forward, you land on November, which is a shuffling of positions with the previous crowd. There's something strange going on there, but I don't pretend to know what it is. Now, if you jump that over to silver, something strange pops up that's not visible in gold.
Actually, I just made an interesting observation on that chart.
Before I leave it, go ahead, yeah, please.
Yeah, the end of the first cycle, the one that caused the massive drop from 1600. That was when Cyprus was forced to sell its gold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now.
Oh, it's definitely it's IMF and World Bank stuff. Yeah, no question about that.
So this one where that one ends, that's the time frame when everyone expected Russia would be forced to sell theirs.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking monetary authorities initiating these flows.
So yeah. So is this not? Could this not be governments doing this then to damage what could be seen as enemy economies then? If they knocked it down then expecting Russia to sell, and Russia announced that they weren't selling, then they
Siren, give that man a donut, will you?
Well, it's the same thing that I had said earlier, was that these countries are now using gold and silver to beat out, these blockades or whatever you want to call them that are happening on different countries. They can't sell it through the banks because everything is wired together. When you cut out, they cut out Russia from SWIFT. So the only thing they've got left now is their gold.
Yeah.
Okay. Now doing the same thing in best way, I suppose, the segments is probably the best way to do it. Silver, right? Okay. Well, there's an interesting trend line going in silver, so let's just put it on it. Okay. Everyone's looking at that trend line there. And I'd say it's a vital trend line. It doesn't mean the bear market's over, but it means we're from below the initial downtrend to above it. But there are a few observations I'll make. Let me show you this downtrend here.
I've already done this job before.
Traded underneath and bounced above it. Okay. Now I'm going to move that trend line. Okay. I'm going to put it on. Pardon me. Let me just shift it over to that high. And price traded down to it and got support. Anyone that tells me these markets are not technical is they're denying reality, because staring at them in the face. Okay, so the next trend line is the one I've drawn, right? But there's actually a trend line you can actually put on. Do you see this break here?
Yeah, yeah.
And you find that if you go back, market had support on it, although the trend line was not clear at that point. But you can actually see, okay, so the point is we're above this one, and Edelson, I would say, is hypothesizing that we're going below it, and I would go, absolutely not. It's more likely that we explore where the bottom of this trend line is in the new trading channel. Anyway, so there's one other thing that you need to be aware of in this particular market, which is the period of time from there to the break. Yeah? It's 1 week difference. You see there from there to there. So I'll put it on that one. And then the other period of time which I find myself focusing on is from there to the low. Okay? I'll call it the momentum low. And first of all is the high, excuse me, pardon me. The high was in April. Notice the high, 25th of April 2011. Do you see that?
Yep.
Okay, now notice the day of the break, not the day of the low. 15th of April 2013. Do you see that? There's the line being taken out. There it is there being taken out. You see the crosshairs going crossways and up.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking an intervention on that point. Coming the same amount of time forward. Look where it lands you. And who do we find are meeting this week? We've got Asian banks being opened. We've got the IMF meeting. We've got the World Bank meeting. We've got talks about the SDR. All the same characters. What we're doing here, by the way, people, is we're timing their meetings and in the price. So the question then became, if that was the, what if that was a halfway point? Let's dump this one, okay? And we're looking at calendar now. We've got the same time of the year there to there to there. Then the question is, what's happening? Well, the market's at an inflection point, and I would say the inflection point is in the nature of a triangle.
So you got the 1, 2, 3, 4, possible 5 heading down now.
Technically it's bearish. Moving average it's bearish. Trend line it's bearish. Everything is bearish from the technician's point of view, except someone who's bright enough to look at the trading range and say we're no longer at the top of the trading range. And when we're at the bottom of a mythical trading range, that might not be the brainiest time to sell the bleeding thing. But I know the guys are out there projecting it's going to go down to 0. Is it Harry Dent, or is he at it, or is are the bozos? And it doesn't matter. You know the usual lunatics. Why people listen to them, I'll never know. But my point is, what way it breaks next is extremely important, because you got yourself a year and a half of a trend coming out of it.
Yeah, I knocked up a similar chart a few months ago. If you check my screen.
Yes, please. Yeah.
I think we're in the process of a 3-fan breakout, pretty much. And I drew a comparison to the 70s market. How that had a similar one, roughly in the middle of it. You know, everyone had given up hope and thought it was over. This is just before the commodities market surprised everyone.
75, 76, 75, yeah? No, it is 76.
76.
Yeah. My most notable observation about that period is that the sideways trading period, in the small time frame, it got taken out by the first rally. That'd be your little blue circle, dark blue circle.
Yeah.
And then the longer term trading range, which preceded it, was taken out on the second rally. So in each case, the rallies were very sudden, and they wiped out in kind of within a few trading sessions entire months and years of sideways movement in the bear.
Yeah. Well, this is a while ago. I think we're back up here.
Yeah. I think we'll be something similar this time. When it does bottom, I think we're going to find that the people who kind of, I'll sell it down and I'll sell it down and I'll sell it down, and then I'll change my mind and turn around. They're going to sell it one time too many, and they're going to be actually creamed. Because when it rallies, it's going to rally just whoosh, and it's going to wipe out everything, and it just won't look back.
Oh yeah.
And we've got a massive trading range to use as a target for that, and it goes all the way up to about 1350 or 1400. On silver, I don't know what it is. I'd have to look at it.
Silver, it could take a run up to about 25, 26 if it really broke out. That's where the solid resistance is.
You know, even if things are, even if say you want to get bearish and say these things are going to go lower. Let's just say they were going to go lower. I would say it's still logical that they rally up to mid range and hammer off it hard before they go lower. You know, so even if I wanted to be bearish, I'd still be bullish in the medium term.
Yeah.
If people understand what I mean there. Yeah, 25.50-ish would be like an easy one to go for, you know. But 22.50 is just crying out to be visited.
Mm-hmm.
So even if I was bearish, I'd still be saying let's go there first in a short squeeze. And if the shorts get squeezed, I'd say it's more likely to go down harder. And if the shorts don't get squeezed, I'd say the next swing down is likely to be the last. But you know when it's going to happen? It's going to happen when the monetary guys walk out of their meeting rooms. And this week is when they're meeting. End of April, people.
Yeah. It'll stop this whole sell in May thing, right?
Yeah. Just follow the price after April's over. Do not argue with the price. And stocks, I mean, if you look at a long-term chart of stocks, it looks like they could be. Be very careful. Anyone who's long stocks, be very careful. I'm not going to go out on a limb and say sell all your stocks. There's enormous forces arrayed behind stopping them going down. But I told my guys, stock market is very likely cooked now for 12 months. And I hedged my own stocks and bonds 2 months ago, and I'm looking to finesse it now from the point of view of looking at the downside. But I have no upside exposure.
Here's the problem I have with stocks, and just treat me lightly here because I told you I don't like stocks, but we've seen stocks go to zero. We've seen companies completely collapse. When have you seen precious metals completely go to zero?
Well, precious metals are like stock indices. Let's say the stock index never goes to zero. If you're not in with single stock, the stock index won't go to zero. And I think you can say the precious metal is like a stock index. Now, you could start debating a million ways in which they're different. But, from a trading point of view, what are we saying here? We're sort of saying buy something that's gone cheap, that's not going out of fashion. Or if it is out of fashion, it'll come back into fashion later. That's really what we're saying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, if you're taking a bet on the end of the world. Sorry, Jack?
What's old is new, and what's new is old, right?
Yeah.
Things cycle in and out of favor.
So really, trading is really a question of what's the new black. I mean, to suggest that the market has any more brains than that is being very generous indeed. Sure, what are corporate CEOs doing at the moment? They're walking towards the door with all their options, selling the lot, and meanwhile they're using shareholders' profits to buy up the very same stocks in the open market while they do so. I mean, anyone who looks at that and doesn't see what it is,
Well, I posted a story maybe 6 weeks ago now about the top CEOs are actually taking, and hedge fund managers and such, actually taking increasing portions of their money out of the US markets and actually putting it into the Euro stocks. So they're slowly moving out while funneling their clients in. They're looking to chase the European stocks in the anticipation that that market will double as well because of QE. So that gives me some warning that there could be a drop coming.
It suggests the possibility of a decoupling between European stocks and American stocks. Ooh, wouldn't that be a strange thing? I haven't seen it happen yet. Doesn't mean it can't happen. Got to keep an open mind on everything in this game.
Yeah.
That was very interesting. Thank you both for that.
For what it's worth.
Yeah. Well, it looks like people are wanting to show kindness. We should probably get back to that.
I've even forgotten I injured it now, Siren.
It's your turn, CCT.
What, storage?
Yes, sir.
Oh, CCT. God, I've been meaning to tell you this. There was a court case last week. You can take all your double gold eagles out of storage now and sell them.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was a
How
very...
many have you got? How many million each?
I can't remember where I left them though, Fi.
I hate that. Had that problem always, you know. Lose all my winners, just keep putting them down, and they're not there when I look around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Junius Maltby did a nice video on it actually.
Yes, I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was aware that they'd been confiscated, and in a very very autocratic fashion, but I wasn't aware of the court cases going through, and it was nice to see that. It was interesting to see how the reason that the court awarded against the Fed. Was it the Department of Finance? But bottom line was they awarded because the other guys didn't turn up.
Ah.
So was that a deliberate, you know, was that incompetence or was that a deliberate kind of like we don't want to lose, so we're just not going to go?
Yeah.
You know, we don't want to have you know, we like if they'd gone and presented evidence to the contrary and been ruled against, they're very careful not to have case law put up against them. They're very careful about that. And I've a sneaking feeling something like that may have been involved. You know, if they didn't have a tame judge and they were going to be held to the letter of the law on the strength of their evidence, then very likely one of their own attorneys said, look, okay, fold. Don't let it go to a decision. And Siren, Junius, you know, it'd be interesting to hear him. You know, he's a thoughtful guy. He goes from the news to the metal itself and the coins, and he covers a nice area. His territory of coverage is nicely chosen. I think so, anyway.
Junius Maltby was the first guy I listened to when I found YouTube about stacking.
He didn't he stop doing those videos for a while and then he restarted them.
Yeah, he was gone for a while.
Went away for a while. I mean, I only put a video up on the public side of the channel about once every 3 months. It's about time I did one now, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Mm. Yeah, I'll do one. I'll do one on the Argentus Maximus channel in the next week. Let me see what I can think of to talk about. That's creative and interesting.
Siren wants to talk about storage, and I'll just give you my own example. When I first started in this, I went gun-ho, almost kind of like, Seattle does. He's got, we bought these nice cases and wooden boxes and, briefcases and all types of sorts of things. But at the end, once you start to grow, everything comes out and put them all in tubes and stick them in. I mean, it just become way too much. I mean, I don't even keep the boxes that all my proof points come in. I put those in a separate place.
So you put in the boxes one way and the coins another?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the boxes. I mean, I don't even look at the boxes except when I first get them. I got these, those big plastic seal bags that you put like your duvet in or something.
Well, listen, I admire you guys. I really do admire you guys. That you have a problem storing all this precious metal. I must admit, I have never had that problem yet. Whatever little tiny place I happen to be storing mine, it's always of a concern to me, and the distance and the this and the that. It's always a problem. But, with all the aircraft hangars out there and the kind of, underground car parks, I really sympathize. You're so unlucky. Oh well.
My first storage box was the box one of my cell phones came in years ago. It was like a cigar box type of box.
We all have different things at different times, yeah. For a long time, mine was in an old fishing tackle bag. Oh, those were the days. You can't be hanging around in precious metals. If you're not organized, you'd probably lose it soon. Despite that, I wonder how many people do actually store it in their home and all that. You know what I mean? If you're in a city and you're kind of like, ownership has its problems. Conversation about safety deposit boxes is interesting. If you're in the
No,
US, you want to be
no. That's not
careful.
it. That's
There
not
are
even.
there are
Sorry.
hostile laws. There are laws about safety deposit boxes and precious metals in the US,
Forget
which
forget the laws that are there. Come on, let's just look at what's happened. When Cyprus shut down, their bank shut down. There was no way in hell that you can get into your safety deposit box. If a war breaks out and something happens, there's no way you're going to get to your safety deposit box. It's much safer. Maybe I'm crazy, but it's much safer to just go dig a hole in the middle of the ground and just put it in and then seal it.
Yeah.
The thing
There's
is, though,
no
it
way. There
moves
is
around over
no
time.
way I'm trusting a safety deposit box to put my stuff in. There's no way, especially one that's through a bank. Now there are others, like we have some options here where there's private, safety deposit boxes and stuff like that. But
security companies, yeah,
yeah,
is a
but
much more interesting area. I would
But look,
say.
it's unlike money, where I have, you can have money put away in a Swiss bank account, a British bank account, a U.S. bank account, just in case something was to happen, God forbid. You've got money that you can, pluck out until you can reach back the money that you had in the original bank account that you use. But that might be another option. Maybe breaking it up so that you can put some of your gold in a safety deposit box in this country, in that country. That might be safer. But to go put everything in one place or in one country. I've lived in a lot of countries and seen a lot of horrible things happen that weren't planned or no one saw them coming. I mean, if you just go back and look at Kuwait in the 1990s, think of how many billions was stolen from the Kuwaiti banks and stuff like that. I mean, that's a very rich country. And they went from being very rich to very poor overnight because they left with nothing but the clothes on their back. When you got tanks moving into your city, you're not thinking about the gold and silver. You're thinking about my life, my kid's life. Things get put in perspective very quickly.
I trust the crackhead breaking into my house more than I trust a safety deposit box in a bank. The crackhead breaking into your house wants your TV and your camera. He doesn't know or care about gold coins or coins in general at all, period.
You are correct. Yeah.
If a crackhead found a American Silver Eagle in your house, he wouldn't be all like, oh, right on, an ounce of silver. He'd think it was $1.
Yeah.
I've been robbed before, and I bought gold, silver, and diamonds and rubies and shit like that. I had, like I said, my little box. It was back when I had first started buying gold and silver. I had a bunch of 1 gram gold bars and a bunch of like 3 5-gram gold bars and probably about 8 ounces of silver rounds. And we were robbed, and that box wasn't touched, and it was sitting right there beside my computer. But they took computers, they took my cameras, they took our TVs, the PlayStation, DVDs. They didn't care about a cigar box sitting on my fucking computer desk. They didn't even look in it.
They do usually go for the jewellery, I must say. But coins, they wouldn't have a clue.
Strangely, they went through my roommate's dresser and found a pearl necklace and pearl earrings. A buddy of ours was hiding at our house for his girlfriend for Christmas. And they took that, and they took a jar of pennies.
The jar of pennies.
Yeah, I have more faith in the crackers robbing me than actually, a bank. Like, I don't see what the point. If you're going to buy something and put it in a bank, why buy it? Why not just keep your money in the bank? At least, even if the bank's closed, you can go online and transfer the funds. You can't go online and transfer your safety deposit box.
Sure they do, Siren. I bet there's more than a few bury their treasure anymore. Bury their treasure still.
I bet you there's a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
None of the people on here, none of the people on fucking YouTube.
Yeah, but think about it. Burying a treasure would be nice, no? Drawing up a little map. And problem with here, if you try to, if you ever try to do it here, sand actually moves. You'll never be able to find it again.
No, it's a bit difficult for you, 24K. A bit difficult for you, buried it in
Someone
sand.
goes out, racking their sand, and all of a sudden, boom, there it is.
Yeah, a bit like an Eskimo come out and putting it in an iceberg, you know.
I retract my previous statement. Rocky buries his. He has a video where they dug it all up, and there's all these dirty coolers sitting around his basement, and he's got his, all the silver laying all over the place. Rocky does bury his, or has people bury it for him.
Yeah, I did know that.
And APC, did you collect all the stock horses?
Fuck no. This is the first one I've ever bought.
And what was the first one? 2013?
Yeah, this one, Mr. V.
999 saying he wants to get one of those U.S. Marshall coins. I think Silvertown's got a great deal on them right now that are cheaper than actually the Mint, if I'm not mistaken. And they've got the 3-coin set that comes to the 2 silvers and the gold.
Yeah, the only one you want to buy from the Mint would be the uncirculated one. That's cheaper on the Mint side. The rest of it, the Silvertown deal was pretty good. So there's 2013, 14, and who has the 15?
An APC.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's got I knew I saw it somewhere. Oh, he's leaping over a fence. That's pretty cool.
There's the 14, Mr. V.
All right.
That's him running towards the fence, and then
Right.
a coin, and you catch him escaping.
So next year they're gonna have a horse that fell over.
Yeah,
No,
that's what I was thinking.
No, next year he'll be standing on the side of the road hitchhiking.
Seattle.
Yeah, that deal on Silvertown is no longer available. The only way to get them now is off the earth.
Hey, Siren, if everybody has their video camera on, which one is showing on the YouTube side? Is it Seattle's?
No, it's a stock horse. It's CCT right now.
Or is it an APC?
Oh, the
No.
one you show. Okay.
The one that's moving. It's definitely you. I can see your hands.
Oh, it is me. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Did Pops get to show his coin?
Yeah, you do control it, Siren. You can click on whoever you want to show.
Or you just unclick on them, and then whoever speaks will show, right?
I think so. Yeah.
One of the things I notice is if I select somebody just to look closer at what they're showing, it stays on that, and it doesn't default back to the kind of who's speaking.
Correct. Yeah, correct.
Is there any way of making it go back to the who's speaking option?
Yeah, just unclick the person.
Oh, you unclick them. Okay, fair enough.
Just click it again, and then it'll go back to the person who's speaking.
Ah, handy to know. Fair enough. Thank you.
No problem.
Oh snap! Al, I didn't know you pull out the aluminum cases.
Well, someone was asking about storage and stuff, so I just decided to show them.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten them.
It's just a nice way to have them all in one place. Boom, grab a bag, give one to each kid, and run.
Yeah, I think it's better than putting it in those like plastic tubes.
Well, those plastic tubes are also very... No, that's not... I mean, look, it just depends on how much you have and what you want to move and how quickly you want to move it, right? The suitcases that are like this are nice because if you're going to go sell something or you want to share it with somebody. Also, I don't usually keep them in the suitcases. I just keep them in the trays because you can stack more trays than you can if there were suitcases, right?
Does the velvety stuff come off and go on the airtight?
No. That's never happened.
Because I know it happens when you buy a new coin, and it usually comes in a clamshell case, right?
Correct.
And when you look at it with a loop, it's like you see all these little particles on the airtight, and
I think
sometimes
that
it's even
because
inside.
I think those are really old coins, and it depends on where it was stored originally. I find that a lot with like the old Libertads that come in their boxes.
Cheap Mexican velvet.
Yeah.
But some of these boxes that like the Perth Mint comes out with are amazing looking, but it takes way too much space.
Well, if you collect a lot of coins, yeah, that's a good problem, but
Yeah.
Well, once you move away from the gold, the silver is going to take 100 times the space, and even if you just stack it up.
But here's a piece of advice for people that want to store. So if you're looking to buy like a home safe or something, you should invest 10% of what you think you're going to accumulate. So don't go cheap on that. If you're thinking of accumulating a whole bunch of gold and silver that's going to be worth a lot of money, you better put that money originally in investment to get a good safe. And a good safe is an investment on its own. You could always come back and sell it at a later date.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
You want a safe that's 2,000 pounds if you're going to be collecting a lot, and that's weight. You can also drill it into the wall and all that stuff, but at 2,000 pounds, someone's having a problem moving it.
Well, 24K got his cases from Lidl, didn't you?
Yeah, I got 2 of them from them, and then I got one from that, from the other place. But yeah, I saw that on. It was like 2 years ago, and I was reading it. It was silverstackers.com, and somebody was talking about them. And I had relatives in the UK, so I called somebody up and had them run over there and grab them. Dude, that's a beautiful pyramid.
yeah, I was just looking at that. Where'd you get that pyramid? It has the hand with the eye on it on the top.
It's Jagersport silver.
Oh yeah. They make cubes and all kinds of shapes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they make this one anymore. This is a 5-ounce.
I got a beehive from them that I love, a 2-ounce beehive.
Oh yeah, I remember that beehive.
The beehive looks nice. I like that.
Oh yeah, you got to definitely bolt it somewhere. 999.
People asking questions in the back, the viewer side.
Yeah. So I've got both windows open today. I've sussed it out.
I wonder if my computer will crash if both of them go on. Let me just see.
My only problem is if I comment on the outside chat, it shuts down the inside chat, and I have to open it back up again.
Really?
I always thought a floor safe.
You also want to look when it comes to storage, and especially if you're going to be storing, in a house or in your office or something. You want to make sure that the safe has got at least 2 to 3 hours of fire resistance on it. But at the end of the day, I mean, I guess it could melt, and you'd have an inside of a safe that's full of gold and silver.
I'm sure that's happened.
What were you saying, NAPC, about floor safes? Yeah, floor safes are pretty good.
I think they'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
The thing about safes is that the what you might call the classification system for safes is not what you think it is. When you look at the what you might call the EU standard, I'm just thinking of EU here for safes.
Yeah.
Like it's a joke. That's probably the best way to put it.
All right.
So it doesn't work.
If you investigate it, you'll find that anyone who works in safes is of the opinion that it's a total and utter complete joke.
Then I suggest you put some fake gold and silver bars in it.
Look, if you're buying,
if they want to take the safe, take some fake silver and gold. Go ahead.
I guess that would depend on the type of safes. Like, yeah, I completely with you. I mean, if you're buying a Sentry safe, and you somehow lose the key or you forget the password, and you can go to your local Home Depot and he can come over and open it for you. You better think twice about that safe. You want a safe that they make you sign a piece of paper saying if you lose a key or if you lose the thing, we're actually going to have to fly somebody from a country and it's going to cost you almost like $4,000 to have it opened, and it's going to take about 6 to 8 hours for us to do it, and they can demonstrate that for you. There's safes that they cannot be cut. They can't be cut with torches, with any kind of machinery.
Really?
But like I said, you're going to have to pay. Oh yeah.
You're going to pay through the nose for them, though.
Even the hedge, if the hedges, is that what they call it? The stuff on the outside, those little where it sits on. If you cut that part off, it doesn't make a difference because the safe has actually like 15 teeth, and it goes in all directions. You want to make sure that you have, at least 5 to 6 teeth going in all directions, top, bottom, left, and right.
Ray's a welder. He said there's like a plasma torch that he can use.
Yeah, there is, but it's just going to look. You're definitely going to get in it after a while, but it's just you want to make sure that you give yourself as much time as possible. Like I said, the guy, it will be 6 hours, and once they're done, the guy tells you you have to replace the complete door.
Those safes are huge, and it weighs a ton, right?
Yes.
Especially like the one you have is like huge.
Yeah, it's taller than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're looking at like $30,000 plus for
Mm-hmm.
a safe like that. Like if you're going to fucking Walmart or whatever and buying a $50 safe.
You're not gonna buy that yet. Even those safes cost up to like some of these safes like the Sentry. There's just not. Look, there's some gun safes because when I did my research, there were some really good gun safes that you could buy that could do almost the same thing. But yes, you're talking about over $8,000, $9,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a problem for the small person essentially. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Aaron, the problem with floor safes is what if somebody knows what you've got and goes in looking for it, right? Yeah, if you're an anonymous and no one knows who you are and stuff like that, and maybe that could work, of course. Anything. I mean, you don't even need a floor safe, right? Knock a wall over, hide stuff. We see stories of that all the time. People like doing remodeling work in an apartment or a house, and boom, they find something in the walls.
Yeah.
So yeah, that definitely works. But how are you going to get the people to come in? I mean, unless you're someone that knows how to do that. Uh-oh, Seattle's showing us some. Uh-oh, here we go. Uh-oh.
That's all the floor
There you go, Seattle.
Now
He's
this
like,
is what I call
option B.
This is what I call safety. This right here.
That's a cheap safe right there.
That's just for duck hunting, right?
Yeah.
It's really a BB gun.
Squirrel shooting.
The thing is, too, when you're talking about safes and storage and where to store and how safe you're going to be and everything, it depends on who's breaking into your house, too. Like I said earlier, the crackhead ain't going to care. He ain't even going to try to get into a fucking safe. He's going to grab your computer and run. He's just worried about his next 8-ball, if he can get an 8-ball. More like a piece.
Well, drug addicts steal things they know that they can liquidate quickly, right?
Yeah,
so that means,
exactly.
That means iPods, iPhones, computers, like you said, TVs.
Now,
go down the bars and sell that kind of stuff.
But leave him something, if you've already got, you got all that, hide the big safe and leave him a small safe that's got, a few $100s in it and a few jewelry here and there. Let him take that.
Yeah, have at her. Now, if you come into your house and there's a guy in there with like 3 guys with cutting torches and fucking stethoscopes and shit breaking into your $50,000 safe, then they knew it was there and you're probably at fault,
Correct. That's what I was saying, yeah.
Thing is, it ain't going to happen to 24K because the penalty for doing anything like that is slightly more severe than it is in the US.
That does, yes, it does help to deter when when you see someone's hand get chopped off in the middle of a square.
Yeah.
it tends to stop you. And then people, when they see someone with one hand coming up to your house, know exactly what he's up there for. You know. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, I've told the story before. I mean, when I was 6 years old, you know, we had come back from the States for a summer vacation, and you know, I wanted some money to go buy some things, and you know, mommy was doing something, so I took some money out of our purse and I took it, you know, I took it down and bought whatever I want. And my older brother, you know, caught me doing it, and you know, it just happened to be that there was a chop coming, you know, the following 3 days, and he took me down there, and I've never stolen a thing again in my life. I saw that, you know, I saw that guy get his hand, you know, taken off and then dumped in oil, hot boiling oil, to stop him from, you know, stop the bleeding. And when they cut it off, he was still awake. But as soon as they dumped it in the oil, he passed out. And that was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I had nightmares for, I mean, my mom almost killed my older brother, but I had nightmares for a long time of that. And I would never touch anybody's things. So.
When you're taught early, you won't do it.
For those with a, you know, a relatively small stack, you know, that aren't going to spend thousands on a safe, then, you know, what I would say and recommend is, you know, get a Walmart safe, you know, or a cheapish safe, but make sure that that safe is well hidden out of view of anybody. Don't just stick it on the wall in your wardrobe or somewhere like that. You know, make sure it can't be found. So, you know, any thieves have got to take longer to find it. And like I said earlier in the comments, the one thing thieves rarely have is time. You know, they want to be in, they want to be out.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, if you can have someone, you know, you can build a drywall or something around it to secure it so that, you know, it doesn't show off in any way or form. You know, you can even get furniture today that, you know, that's built in a way where you can stuff stuff inside of it, put it down there, make sure that you bolt it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I know somebody who just leaves everything out and, you know, puts it as decorations and stuff, and, you know, like, people won't think that's what it is. You know, imagine if you took like a whole bunch of gold bars and stuff and just dropped them in a fish tank.
I've wanted to do that for years.
There you go.
I just don't have enough yet.
Your goldfish collection would be kind of rather precious in that case, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Where's Jack? My precious.
My precious.
Man, you do it so good.
He is, yeah.
One more.
Talent.
Precious.
Oh shit, that's scary. Me and Siren are gonna have nightmares tonight.
Well, I mastered it because it was kind of a... Back when I was in school, there was this funny-looking kid in my class, and we decided he kind of looked like Smeagol.
Mm-hmm.
So we just used to talk to him in that voice.
So you used to bully, huh? So you were the bully at school.
Yes.
Well, this kid was kind of weird, though.
Oh.
And you were hanging out with him, is that right?
No. He just happened to be in my tutor class.
Nice coin, CCT. I'm still waiting on my 2008.
I always thought a good way to store shit would be like in a little velvet pouch, and just loop it over a coat hanger in your closet, and then put a shirt over it.
Yeah.
People aren't going to break in and steal your flannel.
That's like old school. My parents used to do that, right? Hide money and stuff in their like shirts and in their suit jackets.
I have a friend who hides all her sex toys there when her mom comes to visit.
Uh-oh.
Puts them in bags and hangs them in the closet under her clothes.
Oh, those 2008 kooks. Very nice, very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Gilded kooks.
Both of them. The only thing I don't like is this box here. It's a bit like a little bit scuffed up, if you can see.
Well, it's an old box, you know. It eventually happens.
This other one's perfect though.
Hopefully the value of the coin is going up as faster than the value of the box is going down.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to buy boxes, please let me know. I got a lot. Oh, and those sheets that the coins come in, like the Chinese pandas, if anybody wants those. I know Siren likes to collect those and the fortune cookies that come inside them.
Jack, and what's the mintage on those?
It was 3,000 made.
1,000? Ooh, two different, way beyond. One was in the 400s, now 1300s. So you bought them together, or did you buy them separately?
Nah, this one I bought like a year ago, and this one I bought 3 weeks ago.
Oh, really? This is from the German seller?
No, this is from Australia. I'm guessing the guy must have just needed the money because he sold it pretty cheap.
Nice.
Look, the other thing that you want, just last thing about security is that if you're traveling or something, move your stuff to someone's, move your stuff over to someone else's house. That's not, you know what I mean? Like my dad's or my brothers or something, they've got safes too. Just take it over there when you're traveling. Never leave it when there's no one at home. That is my favorite coupe design.
And Jack has the big
everyone's favorite coupe design.
Jack, did they have a 5 and a 10 ounce of these too?
He has it. He's got the 10 ounce.
What about 5 ounce? Did they make a 5 ounce or no?
No, they've never made 5 ounce kookaburras.
That's a pretty coin.
Silver Siren had a good point. If you're going out of town, don't share your entire life on multimedia or fucking social media sites. Hey everybody, going out of town, leaving my precious gun collection in gold bars, unguarded for the next 3 weeks. Thanks.
Wow, we got 2008 kook from Seattle too.
CCP well, here's another one. Here's another one that I don't know if we want to discuss this or not right now, but another one is these. When you get all these. People coming on in the community, and they're doing a whole bunch of giveaways and stuff like that. Let's just talk about it in common sense. Would you give someone your address for $20 when you're collecting as much as you're collecting?
Hell no.
So then you might as well, you gotta wait until you trust these people before you start, going in there and putting your name down and then sending them out your address, or give them someone else's address. Don't give your address.
Or use the PO box or something.
Use something away from you guys. Even the PO, they could be watching. You don't know who these people are and what they're doing. It's similar to the, we call it here the Baghdad scam. When you get a phone call and someone says to you, you've just won a weekend getaway at, at the Four Seasons at this place, and you go check in, and he's right. You do have a 2-day weekend. You come back home, and there's nothing at home. So you really have to be careful what you do, who you deal with and how you deal this. Like I said, would you give somebody your address if they offered you $100? So why are you doing it when they're offering you, a silver coin that's worth 16 or 18 bucks?
I was unsure about someone once, and I just gave them my work address. Shit came right to my work.
Yeah.
So that's a good one.
It is very good.
Then they know where you work, but fuck, what's that going to do, really? You're going to have some guy sitting outside in the parking lot watching you.
You got a big enough stack, why not?
Yeah, I guess, eh? That's true.
You were talking about the various kookaburra sizes. Of course, they did make 10-ounce cooks.
Yeah, and then we'll be having a first 5 ounce kookaburra this coming May.
First what? May. There's a 5 ounce kook.
They will be next a few weeks from now.
I hadn't heard that. That's new.
5 ounce, but it's gonna be high relief though. I don't know if you like that. Look at that. That's a big difference in size. Okay. Look at the CCT's coins.
If it's the first, then I'll buy one.
Yeah, it'll be a first for sure.
That's like one of the few ongoing series that I'm collecting is the high relief coupe because it was easy to get into because it only started like 3 years ago.
Yeah, all the high reliefs. I mean, we thought it was 2012, but apparently it was 2011. It might be earlier, but uh, yeah, it's one of those that's very easy to collect and get all the high reliefs.
Yeah, you don't have to go back to the 80s or nothing stupid like that.
And to be honest with you, it's almost like color coins. Not too many people like them, so you find good deals on them.
Siren says she'll be going 5-ounce hardcore when they come out. Just make sure you save one for me, Siren. I'm going to be trying to get one too, so don't take them all.
The fear is that what she's saying is right. That in the States, you guys are excluded because sometimes it's government, that gets these that gets an exclusive on it. They end up grading them, and you won't be able to buy it unless it's graded.
Well, I'll use my VPN and try my best, Siren.
There you go.
Everyone better put in their orders before then, though.
Yeah, we don't want to make NAPC call the same guy 4 times to make an order.
Well, when I bought the stock horse, I was like, oh, I got through. That was easy. I bought 5, and then Siren's like, we can't get any. I was like, well, I'll get you a couple, I guess. I went back in and placed another order. So I did place 2. I almost placed 3 orders, but...
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen that coin yet, the 5-ounce.
Oh, it's if you go to the Perth Mint website and you look at next releases, which says May 5th, I think, on the date. If you click on that, they just give you a description of what the coins that are coming out, and I think it's listed on there.
There's no pictures yet, then?
I don't think there's a picture yet, no. But if you want a picture, just take a 1 ounce and hammer it down.
No, I was just reading the outside chat because 999 said the 5-ounce cookie's beautiful.
I think he might have thought the kook that you were showing.
Oh, the 10-ounce.
Yeah, because the kooks and the koalas from the Perth Mint, the 10-ounce look smaller, whereas the 5, the 10-ounce lunars are bigger.
Ah, right.
They're playing with the thickness.
Correct.
I'll better show the 10-ounce there.
Yeah.
1 ounce gold proof high relief coin. Oh, that's kangaroo.
This is probably what it'll look like. That's a 5-ounce high relief. That's how small it is. And if you compare it to like a 10-ounce lunar, whereas let me see if I can find a koala or a kook. There we go. So these are both 10-ounce, and you can see the difference in them. And then that's the 5-ounce high relief.
How come I haven't got a 5-ounce high relief yet?
Didn't buy one?
I may have to get the Disney Princess Ariel 2015 1 ounce silver. She's hot. Australian wedge-tail eagle 0.5 gram gold coin.
0.5?
They're really milking that wedge-tail eagle, aren't they?
Yes, sir.
I might have to pick up a couple of those 0.5 grammers.
What for? Oh,
Just,
5 gram or 0.5?
0.5, half gram.
No,
Really?
0.5 gram, not 0.5 ounce. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to do with them? Eat them?
I have a 0.5 gram one around here somewhere, I think.
Can you see the outside chap 24K?
Yes, I can.
All right.
April got no comment.
Well, here's something we don't see very often from other stackers. Coins from the South African Mint. And this is actually, me and 24K looked this one up, didn't we, 24K?
Yes, sir.
And it had a mintage of how many? 1,500 and something?
Yeah, about 1,300 something. Yeah. That's a beautiful coin. I mean, just, you know, from wine, grapes.
And a beautiful box. I know you don't like boxes, but I do. Look at that. Look at the quality in that. Ouch. Natura? Which one is that? No, I meant to put on. Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, I was gonna. No, no, I don't. Do I? That's the gold, though, isn't it? The platypus.
Yeah, it's a 0.5 gram, half gram.
Yeah, but I think they didn't. They do one in silver.
Not sure. That was one of those impulse purchases. You know, when you're checking out and you're like, why not?
Yeah. Yes, Jerry, they do. It's a really nice coin. I didn't show you the other side, actually. Did I? Well, because it's not as interesting as that side. I can't remember what flower it was now. Somebody told me. Proof. Yeah, so I should be looking at a bit more South African silver. I think. Very very nice.
And very low mintages.
Yeah.
I want to get some more of those African coins. I've only got the cheetah so far, but I'm amazed at the detail.
What the Rwanda?
Yeah. The shame about them cheaping out on the packaging now, though.
All right, fine.
Yeah, see if I.
Later,
Yeah.
fine. Thanks for the chat.
Did you want to see the obverse or the reverse siren? You wanted to see it again?
I think the South African Mint has. Oh, is that a South African one or that
Yeah, it
little
is
one?
NAPC. Yeah,
I think the South African Mint has an animal series too.
it does. I'm sure. I'm sure I saw them the other day when I bought this. But they were the gold. No, they were the gold ones though, weren't they? 24K.
Yes, the gold ones were way more and much less vintages. It's just pretty amazing. I mean, the South Africans are the ones who originated it, right? Everybody followed the Krugerrand that came out.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's similar to the Mexican mint. I mean, the Mexican mint is one of the oldest, most respected mints in the world. I mean, what people don't realize is in the 18th and 19th century, people preferred Mexican gold over the American gold because a lot of the American gold, wasn't up to the standard sometimes. And, historically around the world, if you go, you'll see that those two usually do really well, and people know them. Very similar to the Royal Mint Sovereign.
Right, I'm just going to make my coffee. I'll be right back.
Hey, Pops, where you at?
Yeah, where'd he go? He was supposed to show his coin.
He was showing it, but he hasn't spoken all night today.
I know. He has some Maui coins and a bunch of other things. Seattle left too, huh? Freedom Girl. Hey, NAPC, what's the size on that? Uh-oh.
It's 5 ounce.
5 ounce?
Did you ever get the gold in APC?
No.
Yeah, he had a gold Freedom Girl.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that one. One of these days.
Did you get the wolf in the proof?
No.
Just the BU?
No.
I remember seeing. Was it you or someone else? I thought you got the one with the wolf eating the sheep.
Oh yes, I did get that. Yes, I did get that. In both the proof and BU.
Oh, you got both of them. Cool.
Yes.
I sent a message to Chris Duane's Truth Never Told account, asked him what the mintage would be, but he says he's not sure until production is over.
I was hoping they'd make it 10 ounce and then a kilo Freedom Girl, but
That's nice. Very
Ooh.
shiny. Oh, Siren left.
I guess we can start singing again. I can't get no
satisfaction.
on this one because Pops ain't here.
Where is Pops?
I don't know. Hey, CCT, how come you're not singing?
He's not here either.
Coffee, that's right.
Yeah, he went to get coffee.
Yep.
Oh, did we talk about the Pirate High Relief 2 ounce rounds?
Can't wait. I ordered some already.
Oh yeah?
I only ordered 3 or 4, I think, but I ordered them.
Honestly, Provident Metals has just come out with the most amazing 2 coins. I mean, that one and the Prospector round are some of the most beautiful designs. And the beauty of it, that makes it even more beautiful, is their prices.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're not like those guys trying to, the Exodus coins trying to charge me $200 for a 2 ouncer. $40. How could you go wrong on that coin? I mean, it's just a gorgeous coin. And the first one that they did was the Prospector it's gorgeous.
Can you still get the Prospector, or all they gone?
They do. No, I think they have them. They've done it all.
All right. Introductory pricing of only $375 over spot. I mean, yeah, for a round it is a little pricey, but still, it is a lot of work and design going into it.
Look what NAPC showing.
Uh-oh, what is it?
Trying to, but it'll only show it sideways.
There you go. See that, Mr. V?
Ooh, it's like a hologram, colorful image.
Of Mecca.
How'd you get that?
And it's on a pendant.
The first person I ever did a trade with, first person I ever did an exchange with, was NAPC.
Really?
Because I saw this and I was like, I have to have that.
And you trusted 24K?
Fuck yeah. I don't know if I can get the I can't get the hologram to work out right.
I'm gonna send you one NAPC that doesn't have the hologram.
How much is that Mecca one? 1 ounce?
It's 1 ounce of silver. Yes.
So it's like what, $30, $40?
You'll never find it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was made for a prince here to give away from Pimp.
Yeah, it's a pamp on the back.
Al, you have extras of those?
No, sir. I only have 2 1 ouncers and 1 20-gram left.
Oh.
And one of them is mine, and one of them is my wife's. So no.
Yeah.
Sovereign told me not to get rid of those, but I did. It was just a good way to make trades with people.
One of my favorite pieces. I mean, if it was gold, it would be my favorite.
That would be a lot more money.
Yeah.
Mr. V, it's actually made into a pendant so that you can wear it. I don't know if you saw that. There's a clasp on top. It is a pendant.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Oh yeah, you're right.
So you can wear it around your neck.
I thought it was just a silver bar, but now I look at it, it's a pendant.
It's a pendant and it's got a clasp on it so that you can just take it out and wear it.
Siren, when you were booted off, we were just talking about the 2 ounce pirate round. Provident and BGASC has them. I think other dealers will have them too.
In Canada, silver gold bull.
Yeah, they'll have them. And they have it for a little bit more than here, but for the Canadian people, you can get it from there.
NAPC, I've got gold that's with a hologram on it. But not that design here.
Yeah, I've seen those. Is that the Heraeus one?
It's
Or Geiger, or whatever it was?
no, it's made by UBS SBG, Union Bank of Switzerland. I think they're Vicambis, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, Heraeus I think has a security mark like that.
Yeah.
Oh yes. How many of you guys out there have been charged customs tax when you order from Perth Mint?
I've made 20 purchases from the Perth Mint directly, and once I was charged customs. Because the Perth Mint is, they're an honest dealer, and they put everything that you bought right on the front of the box. and put the prices and everything for them. So they don't even have to open the box. You can just see it right then and there. But it's only happened to me once. But I think others have been charged more than that. So
Yeah, I mean, some countries are not supposed to charge, but they get charged, you know. So like,
yeah,
I don't know.
we don't have a tax on it, and I got charged. I mean, it was only $20, but it was just stupid.
Yeah, you shouldn't get no charges if your country says no. We don't collect taxes on these things.
The thing is,
to be honest, I don't think it's customs. I think it's probably FedEx pocketing it.
Oh,
It is. It's FedEx.
Yeah.
Whenever I get something delivered to me from abroad by FedEx, I always get charged tax and a massive handling fee. But if it comes through regular post, or sometimes even like DHL or something like that, it's maybe 1 in 4 times I get charged tax. FedEx, so every single time.
yeah, UPS is bad for that too. That's why I don't buy from the U.S. Mint anymore, because they ship UPS. And UPS extorts money from the people buying.
I don't buy from the U.S. Mint because they take your money, wait 6 months, and then whether they want to send it to you or not is up to them, and they just refund you the money and say tough luck. It happened to me on more than one occasion, and I finally said I'll never order from them again. I'll pay a little bit more and get it from outside. And the last one was the baseball coins. They refunded me the money, and then 2 weeks later, they put it back up on sale on their site. It's like, what? You took my money for 8 months, refunded it to me, and now it's back on your website? And when you go to call them, they actually start yelling at you until you stop calling us. I'm like, dude, can you stop an update, or when am I going to get my coin? You'll get it when you get it. November. I'm like, November? We're in February.
Yeah, I placed those 2 orders of the stock horses, and I got dinged on one order and did not get dinged on the other. Placed them a day apart. One was for 5 and one was for 7. The one for 5, I had to pay shipping, and I got them for cheaper per coin than the one I bought for 7 each. But then the one with the 5 in it got dinged for an extra $20 when it got delivered.
hey, CCT, is that all 1 ounce?
Yeah.
Very nice collection. You got all of them.
2 sets, Mr. V.
The 1 ounce is doable, but the 2 ounce gonna be really hard.
Yeah.
You know, you just didn't make as much of the 2 ounce.
Me need an ox, me need a rabbit.
What? You need the ox and the rabbit?
I need the rabbit.
2 ounce?
1 ounce. Are those 2 ounce or 1 ounce?
These are 1 ounce.
Yeah. Well, either. You know how I am with my collection. I don't care if it's a ½ ounce or a 2 ounce, as long as it's got a picture of an ox on it. As long as I don't have to chase it, and I can get it for a decent price.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I put my collections together. I just get whatever I can at the time, and then, and then later on, if something else comes up, and they usually do come up, whether it's someone in the community that's selling or a good deal at a local coin shop or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always, but think of, I don't know, guys. To me, it's just a lot of fun. Oh, I can't get no.
No singing, please. What? Didn't Seattle sing opera before?
Where's he at? Seattle's been quiet tonight.
He's quiet now.
I'm here.
I hope that gun didn't go off.
No weapons went off. I'm just
Ew, bugs. What's that fly doing there?
That's the bowfly. If you want that coin, I know someone who's got it.
No, I don't want that coin.
Show him the coin. It's a beautiful coin. Just look at the coin first.
It is a really nice coin.
Is it?
To each their own.
It's just a copper nickel.
Oh.
It's not silver at all.
No, there's a silver. I thought that was they have a silver one that's just the eye. You know which one I'm talking about?
Ounce on the proof.
No, this one's just for kids. Like kids collecting.
You can give your kids those fake poo things to go with the fly. Oh. There it is. There it is. Nice coin.
We should have gotten those. I like those.
Yeah, I like it too. We should get it soon. It's like what, $30?
Yeah, those are nice. Are they still selling the proof ones?
I think so. Yeah. How many you want, Seattle? Just one?
If I buy one, yeah, it'll probably just be one. Mutiny medals.
I never heard of that one.
Cord bars.
Cord bar, 1 ounce, 3 nines. Okay. More bars. Is that a skull?
Disco de la.
NAPC, look at that coin that CCT showed. That's beautiful.
Click on his picture.
Muerte, something about death.
Dude, it's a skull with a tongue out.
Skull has no tongue.
It does now.
Disco de la Muerte.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful coin. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that's different.
I wonder if they have that at gold.
Buenos de plata. Very nice.
Right, now nobody comment because you get muted by Siren.
Okay, okay. Uh-oh, hey. No. See? That's why it's 18 plus right there. That's why these hangouts have to be 18 plus.
That's not a coin, is it? That's a medal?
That's a coin.
Yeah.
Hey, wait. No, wait. Flip it over again one more time. No, not that one. Flip the other side. I just want to show NAPC something. Hey, NAPC, look behind. Well, not behind. Look at the guy with his tongue out.
Yep.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
It's a nice medal.
That's a beautiful coin.
Siren, click on CCT's picture, please. so that way it blows up in the background for
The
the
viewers.
guys who are in the.
Out of control.
Green today. On the outside chat. Hang on.
Everybody wanted to see.
Yeah, nobody speaks. CCT, you have to speak when you're showing it.
I forgot I was muted. I muted myself. There you go. Couple of fine points on that coin.
Wow, that's shiny.
It's very shiny, as you can see by my camera there. Look.
That's a beautiful coin. CCT, what coin is that?
Oh, Simon will tell you. It's the the Mexican commemorative medallion. Al made me do it. Simon, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
It
Throw me
it was right next to my
under the
Disco
bus.
de la Muerte, so I had to bring it out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we've got Spain Stucker in the outside chat. See if I can find a Spanish coin.
Someone's asking from the outside chat if it has any writing on the rim.
Oh, right, I'll check in a sec. I don't think so. No, it's a smooth rim. Come on, focus. Well, I don't want to focus, but I can assure you it's just plain.
Yeah. That actually brings up another interesting topic with all these these fake COAs or these dealers pumping out, or these mints pumping out the same COAs, especially when it comes to like the lower numbers, the lucky numbers such as 888 or 7. We've seen that before. We were talking the other day of it would be nicer if they actually put the numbers and the COA, the number on the coin.
All right, Billy wanted to see the Disco de la Muerte again. Disco. Am I pronouncing it right, Spain Stacker? Well, it depends if it's Spanish, Mexican Spanish or Spanish Spanish. No, it's not. Siren, can you send Spain Stacker the link to what the Mexican medallion is? Well, this one or the other one? Have you clicked on my screen, Siren? Because Billy didn't see this one last time.
Have a good one, Seattle.
Later, Seattle.
All right, everyone. Take care. I'm gonna get ready to go. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Later.
Bye.
And here's one that my Spain stacker will recognise, of course. Hidalgo.
I mean, you're gonna show us that coin and then bring out this ugly guy?
Yeah.
I like the ones with the shields on.
And this one does have edge inscription. It was Spain stacker, yeah. Disco de la Muerte. The disc of death. That's right. And of course you know about the stars, don't you, Spain stacker? Yeah. And 70. I've got a 69 Spain stacker. It's a 70 I haven't got. This, of course, is the run-of-the-mill 67. See if I can show it to the viewers. If I can get in close enough. With the lighting. There you go. Can you see that? In the little star. 6 and the 7. Oh, we'll have to do that 999. All right, that's interesting, Spain stacker. Yeah, it was Billy the Bomb. That was a 67. That one. Oh, someone chat while I go and find my 69 for Spain stacker.
It's definitely Mr. V's turn in NAPC.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, cool. We go get some tea.
What am I gonna talk about if you all guys are gone?
March of Dimes.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a March of Dimes reverse proof coin, the first one ever. Little dime.
I don't even know what that is.
You know the regular American dimes?
Yeah.
They're gonna make a reverse proof of that one.
In silver?
Yeah, and it's gonna come in this 3-coin set with March of Dimes, silver, I guess, coin or round. Yeah. And then you get the 2 dimes left and right of the coin. So it'll be a 3-coin set.
Man,
60.
I enjoy the fucking U.S. Mint's offerings. Although some people may think they're boring because they don't put, tigers and lions and bears and Miss Muffet on them, but they do have some nice fucking offerings. They come up with some good ideas.
Well, the U.S. Mint is known for their traditional style and look, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for those people who like that, they might like the set. I think Siren, it's 61.95 with a 3-coin set. Do you know if you can buy them individually or no? Oh yeah. Okay, so you have to buy the 3-coin set. So it's 61.95 plus shipping. I think there's a 5 set limit, like you can only buy 5 per household.
Yeah, I can't get it because I live in Canada, and if I did that, they'd ship via UPS, and then UPS would want my firstborn child, my left nut, and the title to my house, and I hate UPS. Shady business practices, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't understand why the United States Mint does not use the USPS and they use UPS instead. Like I don't.
Yes, you're right. You're right. They're both
Seems
part of the government, right?
yeah, it seems counterintuitive.
Lots of new releases coming out. Siren, do you recall when the date is for the March of Dimes 3-coin set? Was it May? Okay, so a little bit over a month from now.
Oh no, it was a 70. I got it wrong. I thought it was a 69 I had, and it's a 70. I've just had to look with the loop. Maybe I've got a set at 69 somewhere else then.
May 4th for the 3-coin set. That's almost the same time as the kookaburra high relief coins coming out in May. I think that's May 6th. Oh, it's the same day? Man, are they conspiring us all to become poor or something? Gonna put a hole in our wallets. May 4th it is. Yeah, it is. It is.
I'd have to go through a lot of them, Spain Stacker, to find it. Seven. I was sure I had a 69. I might be getting mixed up now. I had the 70. 27. The 8. 67, 68, 68, 66. Damn, it's a long job. 68. Yeah. No, I must have been thinking of the 70. Ah, right. Yeah. Well, we've got our Spain stacker friend out there. Oh, I would have done it upside down, wouldn't I? I don't know, Able Guy. Are you reading the outside chat, anybody? Mr. V?
Nope. Should I be reading?
Yeah, if anyone bought the proof wedge-tailed eagle this year, came in the box instead of the white sleeve.
Who's asking?
Able Guy.
Oh yeah. The for 2015, they actually given us the gray box, which is kind of cool, right? Ask Abel guy how many was he able to get.
Oh, what was interesting about that last one I showed you, Spain the Stacker, is it's actually got a die crack. Let's see if I can get it to show up on camera. Just by the date. You see, just by the LM.
Mm-hmm.
See the die crack?
Somebody cracked it.
Yeah. There's another 5 pesetas there. Fortunately, you can't see the date in that one. It looks like 78 or 98, possibly. Yeah, he is Siren. Yeah, it was Spain Stacker, 1878. I need a partner for this one so I can stack two together. I love the concept of this. Has anyone else got these? Have you got these, Mr. B?
I don't think I got that. Yeah, I didn't get it. It's nice.
It's the stacker one.
This is a 2-ounce high relief.
That's the stacker, the stackable.
Mm-hmm.
The interlock.
Is that the 100-gram or the 2-ounce?
2 ounce. Well, actually, I'm not sure. Actually, I think it's the 2 ounce. Or it might
Nice.
be, yeah.
Does it say 999 and all that on the back?
Yeah, around the rim. Around the edge. There you go, 2 ounce. I just love the way
Yeah,
they
it's 2 ounce.
interlock.
That's good. Well made.
Yes, it was Scottsdale, Spain Stacker, yeah. That's 24k. He got his wedge
You got the
tail
wedge
eagle.
tail eagle boxes there.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's the beauty of being able to order directly from the Perth Mint. These are the 2014s, not the 2015s.
14, the first year issued?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one of those, I think, around somewhere.
Do you have it in this box or the white box?
In that box.
Nice.
Yeah, I ordered mine directly from the Mint as well.
Good.
NAPC, which is the VPN network service do you use? Which one do you use?
Have my ass.
Okay.
I picked that one because the mascot is a donkey.